Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for joining us today. We'll seek the blessings of Brother Madhav, Brother Shamsundar Krishna Ram, Purnitai Srila Prabhupada, assembled devotees. So we wanted to do the second part of the abodes of the holy name, of the Lord rather. We've looked at, very brief of course, because there's no way we can cover the inconceivable and the unlimited in any amount of time, let alone a short amount of time. But we looked at Golok and how the lotus row in the middle is where Radha Krishna is, and then around the petals are the various different wonderful devotees of the Lord. And then we looked at Ayodhya, how it's considered to be in a slightly different category to Gokul. Gokul is where the Lord manifests all his different relationships with the devotees. In Ayodhya, a lot of the relationships are present, but the level of friendship, for example, with that Lord Ram has, is different from the level of friendship that Krishna has with his cowherd boys, with the Gopis. The level of friendship that is exhibited by the devotees towards Krishna and Krishna towards the devotees in Golok is very informal and very sweet, very close. Whereas with Lord Ramachandra, there is friendship, but it's a little bit formal. For example, the friendship between Sugriv and Ram, there was a friendship there, but there still was a formality there. It wasn't as close as the friendships between Krishna and the Gopas. And then we looked at the Vaikuntha planets, where Lakshmi Narayan reside with their devotees. And again, different mood. The mood in Vaikuntha is very much of Aishwarya, formal worship of the Supreme Lord. Vishnu is the master and everybody else is his servant. That is the prominent rasa or relationship in that world, in this Vaikuntha worlds. And devotees who relish the relationship with Vishnu reside in this world. Those who relish the relationship with Ram, like Hanuman, reside in Ayodhya. Those who relish the relationship with Krishna are in Golokunda. So now, unfortunately, we have broken that relationship for reasons really known only to ourselves. We, for some reason, wanted to engage without the Lord. We wanted to become the Lord in one sense, or enjoy existence without the presence of the Lord. And effectively, that means we wanted to become the Lord. So the Lord has created this material world to facilitate our desire to lord it over. So this material nature is what we're trying to lord it over. So that is the material world, which has been created for us. Sometimes people ask, why did God create such a horrible place where there's only suffering? Well, he created it for us because we wanted to enjoy separately from him. So he created a world where there is no chance of everlasting happiness. It's perfectly imperfect, if you like. And really, it's like a hospital where we who are diseased, because we've forgotten God, so we come to this hospital, this material world, to become cured. And the cure is simple: connect with God again. Very simple. So the process of creation, it starts with the original Purush, who is known as Karanadakshay Vishnu, when he glances over Maya, this material world becomes manifest. His glance. He doesn't get in touch directly with this material world, but he does it through his glance, and that is Lord Vishnu. When the Lord wants to create the material world, Shankarashan expands his Karanadakshay Vishnu, Mahavishnu. From his perspirations springs forth the vast expanse of water known as the casual ocean. This Karana or casual ocean is known as Viraja River and is the border between the spiritual and material worlds. Mahavishnu relies on this ocean, which is spiritual, in Yoga Nidra, transcendental slumber, with Ramadevi. As he breathes out from the pores of his body, countless universes which float on the casual ocean emanate. So as he's breathing out, millions and billions of universes come out of the pores of his body. When he breathes in, those universes go back into his body. In this body resides trillions of jivas who were in the material world previously with unlimited desires. And they all come out. They all come out. Mahavishnu desired Ichar Shakti to liberate these souls or allow them to continue with their trying to fulfill their desires. So he glances towards Ramadevi, whose shadow becomes Maya. Ramadevi is non-different from Lakshmi Devi. And her shadow becomes Maya or Durga Mata. And his shadow becomes Shiva. Prakriti, material nature, is eternal. When non-manifested and in subtle form, it is known as Pradhan, the rawest, unassembled material substance. The basic elements for creation are this Pradhan, and by his glance, Kala Shakti, time starts. Jiva transfer with their karma. So we all go back into Mahavishnu at the end of his breath, and then come out when he begins his breath again with our karmas intact, back into those universes. When Prakriti manifests, it turns into Mahatattva. And thus all material elements become manifest. By the glance of Mahavishnu, the jivas come out of his body, and Ramadevi carries the function of the glance, which is Durga. Ramadevi's glance is effulgent and creates a halo aura, which is the form of Shambhu. Shambhu, Shiva. Brahmadevi hands over the jivas and Kala Shakti to Shambhu. At this point, he is still Vishnu Tattva. So Shambhu, at this point, he has not turned into Shiva Tattva yet, because he hasn't contacted Prakriti directly yet. When Shambhu carries the jivas into Pradhan, which immediately changes to Mahatattva, Shambhu impregnates Maya and turns into Shiva Tattva. So now, he is no longer Vishnu Tattva, but he is not Jiva either. He's special. He's Shiva Tattva. Shiva's planet is half in the spiritual world, which is Sadashiva, and the lower half is in the material world, Mahakaldha. This planet is in the northeast, although shown as south in the Golok chart. So we've talked about that last time, how, let me just see if I can bring up that particular point, which is very interesting indeed. There you go. So this is Vaikuntha. The northeast corner is here. And there is Ishan. This Ishan is where this material world is actually situated. So it's not in the south, but in order to show that the chart doesn't look odd, it's in the south. But actually, then this is where the material world is located, and half of this planet, half of it is in the spiritual world, the other half is in the material world, which is very, very interesting. So let's just have a quick look at that. There you go. You see, Sadashivalok is half in the spiritual world, and Mahakal Dham, which is the other half of Shivlok, is in the material world. So Shiva is neither Vishnu nor is he Jiva like us. He's a special personality, and he's regarded to be the greatest Vaishnava. Jivas who worship Shiva as Vaishnava and who know Vishnu as supreme can go to Sadashiv Lok in the spiritual world. To those who worship Shiva for material gains won't come even to Mahakal Dham. The purest of them may reach Pradhan or Kailash. Why is Shiva not equal to Vishnu? Because Shiva is in touch with Maya. In one sense, there's no difference between the two. The only difference is when Shiva wants to touch this, when Vishnu wants to touch this world, he becomes Shiva. Shiva Tattva is difficult to understand as he has many features. He's Vishnu Tattva in Vaikuntha, he's Shiva Tattva in charge of Maya. He's also a Vaishnav. He also sometimes gets bewildered. For example, the Mohini Murti Leela. So one description given of Shiva, how one can understand, is like the difference between milk and yogurt. Both milk and yogurt are milk products, but although they're the same, they're also different. When you add a curding agent to yogurt, you milk, it becomes yogurt. So this curding agent of material world added to Vishnu becomes Shiva. So this is one of the things to understand. So that's the description of Shivlok. Then we get the material world. There's so many coverings. This universe has many, many coverings. The first layer is Earth, and each layer, there's 7 coverings. Each layer is 10 times bigger than the previous. So this material universe, 10 times bigger, is the covering of Earth around it, which is very conceive or understand. The next covering is liquid, then fire, then air, then ether, then subtle body. And each one of these has unlimited numbers of living entities living there, enjoying. And we will, if we reach a certain standard of spirituality, we can also go to the spiritual, we'll have to go through these layers. And if we get tempted by life in any of this, we will get stuck there. So this material world, what happens is from the lotus, from the navel of Mahavishnu, comes the lotus flower. And that lotus, on top of that lotus flower is situated Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma is given the task of the secondary creation. This material world is created by Lord Brahma. He's given that job as prime minister, if you like, of this world by Krishna. And he's given the ingredients, he's given the intelligence by the Lord to create. And whereas there's only one God, there can be millions of Brahmas, because Brahma is an ordinary jiva, ordinary living entity, just like you and me, but a very, very powerful and empowered soul. How has he got that power? Through great tapasya, great tapasya. So we can also eventually, at some point, if we want to, become Brahma and create a world. If we want to, of course. What's the use of that? Because it's all temporary anyway. Brahma has a long life, of, as we've discussed before, 311 trillion years, but he has to die at some point, even though he's got a long life. So anyway, because of this benediction given to him by the Lord to create, he engages in that process of creation. So he creates the 7 higher planetary systems, the 7 lower planetary system and Earth at the same time. And according to our karma, we will rotate between these planets. If sometimes we will behave very well and go up into the heavens and the higher planetary system, sometimes we may not behave so well. We may end up in the lower planetary system or even below the lower planetary systems in the 28 hellish worlds. So the idea of human life is to come out of this cycle of birth and death, rotating between the different planets, having different bodies, life after life after life after life. The idea is not to perform wonderful activities which will take us to heaven. No. It's not that we don't want people to perform wonderful activities. We do. But connect them to God, connect them to the Supreme Lord, and reduce the desires to enjoy in this world. Work so hard that we perform bhakti, we perform devotional service in order to transcend even the highest planet in this material world, Satyalok. It's not easy. It can take life after life after life. But we have to try to understand that the mission of human life is to free ourselves from this ocean of birth and death, this samsara that we have come into. So this is the purpose of this material world. This is, so what we've done is given a synopsis of the different abodes which exist in the creation, the spiritual creation and the material creation. For spiritual creation, spiritual world never gets created. It's always existed, it's always been. This material world gets created and it gets wound up according to the desires of the living entities, and the Lord fulfills the desire of the living entities. So I wanted to stop there and ask if there are any questions. It's a very complex area of discussion. It's lot of detail, and we haven't even scratched the surface. Hardly scratched the surface.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Sitaram, yes.
You know, as we are, as you said, all these planets, but we are following Krishna consciousness with blessing of all devotees and especially Guru Maharaj and Prabhupada. We what I have told you many times, I think, that we should go to Goloka Vrindavan. Is it not possible? We practice our devotional life following all the rules and regulations adopted by all the sages.
You're definitely going there.
And we do not want to return back here, Prabhu.
Yes.
I do not want to return here. Whatever I do, I will be a servant over there. Okay, it's okay. I serve Lord Krishna. I serve all the Vaishnava over there.
Very good. Absolutely the right desire. And you've got such a nice, pure heart, you know, Prabhu. So your destination is looking good.
Yeah, Prabhu. And our what to say? Determination.
Yes, determination.
Chanting everywhere,
Patience.
associating, giving all sorts classes, listening classes above all is I personally say. My brothers, my sons told me, Papa, you're doing so many devotional service. I'll answer to him, you know, I have vowed with my Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada that I do not want to give up. I should go and go. Hari Bol Prabhu, Hare Krishna to everyone.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sitaram. Thank you for sharing. Prabha.
Sorry, I had a very bad cough, so I had to leave, and then I come back. I missed some of it.
No
But
problem.
I heard one something about break relationship.
About what?
Break relationship.
Broken. We have broken. We forgotten
What
God.
Is it broken with God?
Yes, because we are in this material world because that relationship was broken. And now we are trying to mend that relationship.
And now, today you said a lot of things about Lord Shiva. So
Yes.
is it the subject changed now from Krishna?
No, because we were talking about, this is second part of the planets. So we talked about Krishna's planet, we talked about Vishnu's planet. So today we were talking about Shiva's planet.
All right. Okay. Anyway, today's, sorry, I can't, what is it? Today's episode I found a bit difficult.
Yeah, it is difficult.
So I have to read again myself whatever you
Okay.
said, but it is very difficult. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. No, thank you.
Thank you.
Madhu Ben, anything you'd like to ask?
Oh, sorry. Today, as Prabha Ben said, it's very difficult to understand and remember. So I just listening
Okay.
peacefully and just try to understand anyway. But I'm not 100%. I haven't understand all 100%. So as Prabha Ben said, I have to read again and just do it. Second time when we do, I just answer. Because first thing I don't understand, relationship, in Vaikut and
In Golok.
Golok. They both have that relationship is different.
Is different. For example, Hanuman has a relationship with Ram, which is servant.
Yeah.
And that is very good, very perfect.
Yeah.
And that is what drives him to serve Ram.
Mm-hmm.
But if Hanuman was asked, go and serve Krishna,
Mm-hmm.
he wouldn't have the same attraction as he does for Ram. And in the same way, for example, okay, I'll give you another example. Mother Kaushalya had Ram as her son. But never once did she tell him off, because Ram was perfectly behaved.
Yeah, yeah.
She never had to tell him off, and she wouldn't tell him off, even if he was badly behaved. Whereas Mother Yashoda would give Krishna a scolding on a daily basis. Because that relationship between mother and son was much more intimate, much more closer.
So Ram and Kausalya was closer, but not like Krishna and...
Not like Krishna and... Yes, that's it.
Yashoda, yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I know. I do understand, but is accepting these all things, it's difficult.
Yes. Oh, yes. It takes time. It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time. But actually, in one sense, it's also understandable because...
Yeah.
Because Krishna is regarded to be Swayam Bhagwan, right? The original Supreme Lord. So in him, all the different types of relationships can manifest. From him are the expansions of Ram, Vishnu, Narayan, like that. So as the expansions come, the amount of different types of relationships slightly reduce. But
So
in Krishna, they fully manifest.
When you were saying about different relationship, I was thinking about me and my children and my grandchildren relation with me. I can tell of my children sometimes told off, when they're young, and then, but with my grandchildren, I can't do that like Kaushalya. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Relation with my children and my relation with my grandchildren. That's you know, I want to sometimes I want to tell of my grandchildren, but I couldn't. Like Ram and Kaushalya. Because of, I don't know why. I think Bhagwan put it, we said in Gujarati, Nana karta vyaj vadhare walu hoy.
Barobar.
Interest is more important than your amount.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know I'm explaining right way or different.
No, that's good. Yeah, I understand. So the relationship is different. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
In the same way, God has different
the same way happened in God planet. You know, that's what I was thinking yesterday. That Kaushalya and Ram relationship and Krishna and Jashoda's relationship, both I was comparing in my life with my children and my grandchildren.
Right.
So is it, I don't know, I can't still there is, you know, it's so difficult. You can't then I think I can't compare with Bhagwan and myself.
No, that's correct. That's correct.
Anyway, I'll try to read again and the whole logs and this Brahma's 7 logs, you said, no, 14.
Yes, 14 planetary systems.
Planets, yeah. It's okay. I read it again anyway. Thank you. Thank you.
It's
and
complicated.
thank you for sending me that slide. And
I will.
Again,
I'll send you more as well.
Again, if you send me slide, then my
I will.
Yeah.
I'll send you more.
We can watch it on the YouTube too.
Okay.
Yes. No, I'll send you more. I just need to download them.
So Prabhuji, are you on holiday?
Yes, actually in Tenerife. Not quite holiday because we're continuing with our service, but it's just getting some sun, you know.
Yeah, sun. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Oh, that's why your background is different. I enjoy.
Yeah, no, it's good.
But it's
at
nice
least some
you
sun.
joined us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So,
thank
Shri
you,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Chandra Bhagwan ki jai.
Yeah.